Hey guys, Michael the Comic Nerd here. As I'm sure you've gathered, I am not in the car today. I went to go see this with a friend of mine, but she didn't want to record the review, and I couldn't get any of my team members to go to this one. I got someone for Left Behind and Gone Girl, but I couldn't get anyone to go to this one, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it myself. So I went and go saw it tonight, and I originally had recorded a review of this in the car while I was eating dinner, but I got interrupted and totally threw me off, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it at home. So, now home, and now I'm in front of the camera again, and now I'm going to talk about this movie. I have not done a review like this since Amazing Spider-Man? Fuck. I've been doing this for a long time. Alright, so, anyway, Annabelle. How was it? It's not the worst movie I've seen this year. I'm not angry that I saw it. It just kind of exists. Like, it's just a horror movie. It exists. And that's about it. Like, it's kind of a hard movie to talk about, because it's not so bad. There's so many things like, this is why it's a terrible movie of the year. But it's just, I don't really care about it. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm going to go to bed tonight, and I'm not going to remember anything about it tomorrow. It's one of those movies. So, I guess where to start. For those who don't know what this movie is, for some reason, Annabelle is the spin-off of The Conjuring for a doll that I have actually seen The Conjuring. I keep meaning to. I have it on Blu-ray. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. I hear it's really, really good, but I just haven't seen it myself. From what I hear, though, like, the doll only appears in, like, a scene, maybe two, so the fact that it's got some movie, I don't know, it's like everyone's trying to bank on the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe thing. I guess they're trying to do that with The Conjuring, which seems weird to me, but whatever. So now, first off in that, we get Annabelle. So, yeah, for those who don't know, it's about a killer doll that doesn't actually move or talk, so it's not a Chucky movie. I kind of wish it was a Chucky movie. I'd probably get more entertainment out of that. But, okay. So it takes place in 1970, and this couple, one who's named Mia, she's the main character, and when the movie starts, she is very, very, very pregnant. And her absurdly understanding husband, named Frank or Joe, it's one of the Hardy Boy names, I'm pretty sure, who's a doctor, and just believes everything his wife tells him, which on one hand makes him very, very bland, like there's nothing to this character. On the other hand, it is kind of nice not to see the oh no, just the utter denial bullshit personality we've seen in some of these fucking horror movies. But at the same time, man, he just goes along with it the whole way. It's ridiculous. Because the basic concept is, after a kind of, sort of, not really argument that they have, whatever the husband goes and gets this gigantic doll package that I guess that he's been saving for her, but he felt bad for the argument, so he wanted to give it to her now, and she looks at it, and she collects dolls. Like, there's dolls over this baby's room, and all that, and she was like, oh, John, or what the fuck his name is, it's beautiful. I've been looking for this everywhere. And it's this creepy fucking doll that just looks perpetually angry. Like, this is one of those things, unless you're buying this as a joke, there is no reason you would buy this. Especially to put over a fucking baby's crib. She literally puts it right above the baby's crib. That's weird. That's weird. And no one seems to have a problem with this doll at all for the entire movie. But anyway, pretty much the same night that they buy they get the stupid thing, their house gets invaded by a couple of cult members, who believe they're Satanists. They believe in the devil and resurrecting, or trying to bring the demons into this world. Yada yada yada. I've seen it a million times before, and but the cops show up and kills both the cult members, but the female cult member, whose name is Annabelle, her blood drips onto the doll, and, like, I guess makes it a conduit for all their demons to come through. I don't know. It's one of those horror movies that is like, if you've seen a horror movie ever, especially one that involves like ghosts or haunted objects, you've basically seen this movie. It's nothing special. It's nothing remarkable. Like, there's maybe one or two scenes that are even worth mentioning. It's just one of those, it's boring, it's just kind of bland, the characters are kind of bland, you have, the bland husband who just believes everything. I'm not even kidding. There's a point in the movie where they go to the all-knowing priest who knows that there's a demon possession here and knows what to do about it, even though he ends up dying. No, I take it back, he doesn't die, I forget, he actually makes it to the end. Basically says, oh yes, this doll is cursed, and I'm going to take it with me, and you get away from the doll, and all that. And the husband's going, okay, doll's possessed, demons, okay, I'll go along with this. Keep in mind, that's the first time demons have ever been mentioned to him. He doesn't question it once. And then there's a part where like the house magically burns down right before they conveniently move to a new apartment for a job that the husband just got. And she goes, the house is cursed. I want to move out of there. And he just goes, okay, house is cursed. Sure, why not? So, yeah, that happens. And even the part when she starts seeing weird shit and she goes, it's like, I'm not crazy. I don't need a therapist. So he goes, oh, we're not going to go to a therapist. We're going to go to the priest. The next logical conclusion. And then, oddly enough, the creepiest fucking character in this movie is not one that's meant to be scary. Like, there's this bookstore owner. I don't know who plays her, but it's one of the better performances in the movie. I kind of felt like that was kind of the red herring, because the way she was talking to Mia through a good portion of the movie until the final act, it just is, she was being very nice, but the way she was being nice was just very off-putting, and it's just hard to, because it's like she never breaks eye contact, she doesn't really even blink, and she's just like, oh, you must be the new person in town. Nice to meet you. Just talks like that through the whole movie, and it's just really unnerving. I will admit, I just had a feeling that she was involved in it somehow. All it turns out she's not. She actually ended up sacrificing herself and then you'll get to. And the husband too. The husband just seems like way too accepting of all of this shit to like be realistic. So I will admit I kind of wondered maybe he was in it, but no, he wasn't either. So basically, it turns out, as we learned from the all-knowing priest, that the demon wants a soul, but he can only take a soul that's been offered to him. So and they think they want the baby soul because the baby was born after the house burned down and right before they moved to the apartment. But then the priest, after he gets in an accident, after an interaction with a doll, says, oh no, babies can't offer their souls though, they're too young. So it turns out the demon's really after Mia, as the demon is more just annoying than threatening. I had the same problem in Insidious 2. Whereas, like, the demon doesn't really do anything threatening, necessarily. Well, there's one part he does, and I will talk about that in a bit. But, like, he does the same shit. Like, he'll push a baby carriage somewhere, and then the other room will start playing a record, or turn on the sewing machine. Like, it's just like, wow, these are very minor inconveniences. And we've seen it before. The first and second Insidious movies did this. I mean, granted, I didn't see the first Insidious, but I saw the trailers, had the same things. And, speaking of which, the one scene that was kind of effective was the part where, for some reason, she decides to go in a pitch-black storage unit at the basement of their building in the middle of a rainstorm. And while she's down there storing some stuff, I don't know what, like the lights suddenly turn off, and then like a baby carriage right out of Rosemary's Baby pops up and starts making this horrible crying sound. But as she goes to approach it, her hands get grabbed by this pitch black Satan-looking motherfucker, and naturally she freaks out and runs to the back of the elevator and pushes all the doors to close the door. And the door closes, and she thinks she's safe, but then the door opens again, and she's in the exact same room. And this happens like 2 or 3 times. And I was laughing myself towards the third time, because all I could think about is like, my God, this would be a segment in the Stanley Parable, and I just imagine the narrator in my head just going, and then Mia finally got the hell out of the elevator to get the damn story moving. Which is basically what happens. She eventually runs out of the elevator and makes a break for it to her floor. And as she's doing that she can kind of sense the demons behind her and chasing her up the stairs. And the one shot that I will admit was kind of creepy, and I only found out after I saw the movie that they kind of did the same thing in Insidious, was she turns like the corner to get back to her apartment, and she just sees the Satan demon dude just standing there crouched on the stairwell. But of course, like the room, it's all pitch black. The demon is pitch black. There's only just enough light to make out the silhouette of the monster. And I was like, that was kind of creepy. That was kind of effective. So it's like, I kind of like that. But again, they did that in Insidious, apparently. So even that's not really necessarily an original idea. But I never saw it before, so I guess if you haven't seen it, it works fine. But, yeah. So... yeah, so... I'm sorry, I lost track of my train of thought there for a second. But, so the demon wants her soul, and in order to do that, she almost convinces me to do it by taking the baby away, and basically saying, hey, if you don't jump out this window and kill yourself, you're not getting the baby back. So she starts to do that, but both the husband and the nice bookstore owner stop her, and the bookstore owner just kind of randomly decides to commit suicide and sacrifice her soul for Mia. And then the soul goes to Annabelle, they get the baby back, and that's it. Like, nothing bad happens after that. So I was like, what was the point of all that? He got the soul, and he's like, well, I'm done here. And just, that's it. Then it, like, cuts to the doll being placed in that case that I guess it appeared in The Conjuring. I don't know. That's it. That's really the entire movie. And it's just... it's not very interesting. There's nothing new here. I mean, I'm not a big horror movie guy, and I know all these things have been done before. There's one or two parts that are kind of creepy, but that's it. Now, unfortunately, I got to the movie late. Like, I was on my way back from a different city. I got there, I think 5 minutes when the movie started. Thankfully, I didn't miss much, but... yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I don't really have much more to say about it. Like, it's mediocre at best. Not even that. Like, I would give it, 4 out of 10, maybe. If I was forced at gunpoint to give it a score. I mean, I don't recommend it. I mean, it's one of those things. Just go watch The Conjuring. Apparently, it's much better. I'm probably going to go watch it later, just so I can say I've watched a good horror movie tonight. But other than that, yeah. So... I think that's all I got on this, so I'm going to stop here, and I'll be back later this week with Left Behind, and which hopefully be a great bad movie, I'm really hoping so, and Gone Girl. So if all else fails, I have one good movie to fall back on. So that's all I got for now, and I'll see you all later.